Siem Reap is like dating. Not love at the first sight, but give it time and suddenly you realize, wow, I love the city, I actually don't want to leave. If you come to Siem Reap as a tourist and you stay only 2 or 3 days doing the tourist attractions and then leaving the city again, you might say, yeah, Siem Reap is fine, but it's not a place where I need to go very soon again or where I need to stay in long term. And to be honest, if I would visit Siem Reap also for just 2 or 3 days, I would say the same. Because Siem Reap is not impressing you in the very first moment. The whole city, the layout of the city is nothing special. It's completely flat, so you don't have hills or mountains inside the city. Then you don't have that great architecture. So all the new buildings are kind of copy and paste. In addition, especially in the area of the old airport, you have empty hotels, so abandoned hotels. Inside the city, you have 3 or 4 projects for bigger malls, but none of them happened, or there have been malls inside but then abandoned again. So there are like a few larger buildings but also empty inside the city. In addition, you have some trash laying around from time to time. Not everywhere, but just in some special region. So it's not always completely clean, the city. In the dry season, in the hot months of March, April and May, the city feels like an oven, so it's a free sauna for everyone. In addition, there are sometimes field burnings around Siem Reap in the countryside or even coming from Thailand. And locals sometimes burning trash inside and outside the city. And with this, the air quality drops. So the air is sometimes quite polluted. Okay, when you hear this, you think like, yeah, that sounds bad actually. Why would you stay in the city and why you actually love the city? And here's the thing. Siem Reap is not bad. Siem Reap have so many positive things, and the positive sides of Siem Reap always overweight the negative parts about the city. Let's start inside the city. Let's start with the people. Locals, but also expats, are super friendly in Siem Reap. In general, the hospitality of Cambodians are amazing. I never experienced this in another country. Then, when you're a little bit longer inside the city, you see, okay, actually it's quite beautiful because you have sometimes little temples. It's called Vats, like Wat Bo, for example, and that's are like hidden gems, small temples inside the cities with a little bit green area, and this feels relaxed and slowed down. Then you find everywhere cute little coffee shops or small restaurants. And if you're hungry for Western food, for Mexican food, for Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Thai food, or local Khmer food, you find it everywhere. So there's all kind of food you can imagine inside Siem Reap, and it's always delicious and most of the time also very affordable. In general, Siem Reap is a very affordable city. You can rent an apartment or staying in a hotel room for not too much. Siem Reap is also not that big, so it's totally fine if you have a room, a hotel room or an apartment in the city center. You can basically walk everywhere. On the river, it's beautiful. But you can of course also rent or buy a bicycle, then it's even a bit easier. And for me, the easiest option was to rent a scooter or to actually have a scooter and driving around with the scooter inside the city, outside the city. And don't be too scared about driving a scooter in Asia, especially driving a scooter in Siem Reap, because I think the traffic in Siem Reap, once you figured out how it works, is one of the easiest countries in, or the easiest city in basically whole Asia where you can drive the scooter. It was always really relaxed, really chill, and I never had a problem. I never had an accident or anything else. Also, I never had any problems with the police in Siem Reap. I had already 3 times problems while I stayed 1 week in Phuket. For example, in Thailand, they are way more strict with tourists driving scooters. In Cambodia, in general, they're very relaxed. Okay, so let's go a little bit outside of Siem Reap. You have a beautiful botanical garden with big green area and space. You can chill and relax. I just been there 2 times, but actually I would love to be there more often. Then when you go from the botanical garden just 5 minutes more with the scooter outside, you reach to Angkor Wat. And Angkor Wat is just special. And it's not only about Angkor. You can visit the whole area around. There are hundreds of temples. All of them are worth to visit, so you can spend days of just seeing new temples and be amazed by the buildings of the Khmer Empire. Then, as I said, Siem Reap is very flat and don't have any mountains or hills. That's not completely true. If you go by scooter 20 minutes, 30 minutes outside the city, you will have the Phnom Krom. It's like a little hill. You can go up walking or even driving up with the scooter. And from up there, you have a nice sunset view and a nice view over the Tonle Sap, one of the biggest sweet water lake in whole Southeast Asia. And you can have stunning views of the rice fields. And I love the difference between dry season and raining season. In the dry season, the fields are not flooded, so they are dry. You can drive with the car around the rice fields. But then in the rainy season, it's all flooded, and the people go by boat over this rice fields where a few months before cars drove. So that's fun to see. In general, Cambodian's countryside is just amazing. I don't know what it is, but driving the scooter in the evening during sunset time around the countrysides, it's somehow so chill. It's hard to describe, but it's a special feeling. So you should experience this once. And Cambodian's countryside with the buildings along the streets, just lovely. If you go the other way out of Siem Reap, then you come to the Phnom Kulen. The Phnom Kulen are famous for the waterfall and a temple there. But for me, I love the camping even more. So especially in the dry season, when it's hot inside Siem Reap, I love to go with my friends for a camping over the weekends in the cooler mountains. You can jump in the refreshing water, you hang out with your friends, and you make great barbecue. That's really lovely. I love this trip all the time. Once you're inside Siem Reap again, you can also have a great life there and especially also focus on yourself. For example, you can go in many gyms everywhere in Siem Reap. For example, the Angkor Fitness where I work for, you can join group classes like Les Mills. You can have Kun Khmer boxing classes. You even have a sauna for free there if it's not already hot enough outside for you. And you can buy personal training. I think it's 16 sessions for $200, and that's amazing. So you can focus on yourself again, you can train your body, you can get in shape again. If you not like the gym so much, then there's also many other attractions you can do in Siem Reap. For example, doing a zip line, or one of my favorite parts, doing wakeboarding. The wake park in Siem Reap is one of the best in the whole world, I think. It's amazing. And even if you don't want to wakeboard, you can just chill there at the beach, basically. So you have a beach in Siem Reap. That's a huge plus point, because I think Siem Reap will be one of the best cities in the whole world if Siem Reap will be on the coast and have an amazing beach. But sadly not, but at least you can have it a little bit in the wake park. At the end, as a conclusion, for me it was really hard to leave Siem Reap a few months ago. But I'm also really, really happy to going back to Siem Reap in November this year. Because Siem Reap feels special, and every time you're returning to Siem Reap, you also don't need any time to adapt. It feels directly kind of home a bit. You have everything there, and it's a great place to be. For me, it's the best city in Cambodia to live as an expat, but I think even in Southeast Asia, Siem Reap might be one of the best cities to live in. If you liked the video, give it a thumb up, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell that you don't miss videos like this. I will not talk about Cambodia only. We will also move to other countries like Myanmar, India, and the rest of Asia, and at the end, the rest of the whole world, hopefully. And remember, wherever you travel, see it with your own eyes, respect the people who call it their home, and find ways or keep finding ways to live, move, grow physically, mentally, and culturally. And Siem Reap is a great place to do so. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye bye.